This is Sanaya Takaichi's third attempt at the top job. How hard was it for her to win today's parliamentary vote?
Well, it was supposed to be relatively easy once she secured the party presidency after Shigeru Ishiba announced his resignation. It was pretty much meant to be a done deal that when you're the president of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, you then will go on to become the Prime Minister of Japan. But the problem is that the junior coalition partner of the LDP, Komeito, they've been in an alliance with the LDP for over 2 decades now. They quit the coalition. They quit because of Sanaya Takaichi and her connection to the old guard of the LDP that are linked to this political scandal that has really been affecting Japanese politics for now well over a year. So that threw a huge spanner in the works. So the LDP has frantically been looking for a new coalition partner, and it was only yesterday that they confirmed they had just done that, and they got the Japan Innovation Party on board, and that is now the new coalition, the new ruling coalition. They are still just shy of a majority and a majority government, but we do know that Sanaya Takaichi got 237 votes. She needed 233. So they got just enough votes to get her over the line. She's now the Prime Minister. But it is a remarkable turn of events for Sanaya Takaichi. It was only a year ago that she tried to get the party presidency and therefore the Prime Ministership. But many of her colleagues saw her as too conservative to lead the party. Well, what a difference a year makes, because the LDP is in the doldrums now and it's not been looking good in the eyes of the electorate. So by removing the old Prime Minister, they've turned to Sanaya Takaichi, who's renowned as a populist, to try and revive the party hopes.
All right, James, tell us a bit about her, the first female Prime Minister there in Japan. What are her policies?
Well, one of the best ways to start describing Sanaya Takaichi is to say that she is a fan of the former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. And there are some parallels. She is a traditional, hard conservative. She believes in traditional family structures. One idea, for instance, in Japan is that men and women cannot have different surnames if they're married. And that often means the woman has to take the man's surname, and that's something she supports. In the past, she's voted against legislation that would allow a female emperor of Japan. So that's where she sits on social issues. She is a conservative, quite a hard conservative. She's also a hawk. In Japan, there is quite a strong pacifist movement. It is enshrined in the constitution. But there are those on the conservative side of politics who really want Japan to be able to behave like a normal nation, have a normal military and normal defence capabilities. Sanaya Takaichi, I think, will push Japan's image on the Indo-Pacific and its interests on the Indo-Pacific a little harder, and it will be perhaps a closer friend with the United States in pushing back against China. That will be another area. But in terms of spending, this is one key difference between her and Margaret Thatcher, is that she is a spender, not a saver. She's promoted wise but aggressive spending because the Japan economy is just not in good shape. We've had flat wages for decades and now inflation is biting. So instead of tightening the budget, she's been talking about spending in targeted areas to try and revive the economy. She may have to dampen that a little bit with this new coalition, but we do know that's something she's promoted: aggressive, wise spending.
James, pretty amazing that Japan has had 5 prime ministers in 5 years. Is Sanaya Takaichi likely to stabilise the parliament, do you think?
Look, it's hard to know because they are still in minority government. And one of the things with Komeito, who's the old coalition partner of the LDPs, they were a bit of a balancing power. They would kind of pull the LDP back on occasions towards the mainstream instead of kind of giving in to its conservative members to make it more palatable to the general voting public. This new party, the Japan Innovation Party, they're not in particularly great shape either. They're not renowned as a good campaigning party that Komeito is renowned as. So that is one issue, whether or not they will perform electorally in the months and years ahead. That is a real concern about how they will perform there well. So this at the moment is an alliance, and it's the only alliance that could really be formed to keep the LDP in power. But the biggest struggle that Sanae Takaichi will have now will be trying to revive the economy and address these voter concerns with this new coalition partner, all while in a position of minority government. The last Prime Minister only lasted a year. He couldn't get much done. That is a huge challenge for Sanae Takaichi.
James Oaten for us in Tokyo. Thank you.